Hi, hello, how are you? Amanda, Seint Artist. Let's talk makeup. I'm going to do an eyeshadow tutorial, but I want to focus on brushes. I was asked the other day what the difference is between these two brushes. This is the eyeshadow brush. It has this nice small end, and then it has this really nice fluffy end. And then there's the smudge brush, which has this bigger, flatter end, and then more of a rounded end here. The difference is density. That's the difference, and so different brushes do different things. My hands down favorite is the smudge brush, but I'm going to do an eyeshadow tutorial using both, showing why I use them the way that I use them. So I've already prepped my lids. I took my brightening highlight and added it from lash to brow. And I have my palette here. This is my whole face today. I got my whole face right here, and then I got my brows, which are already done, and my eyeshadow colors, which are all right here. This is my brow color that I'm also going to use on my eyes. All right, so the first thing I do is I put on a base. Now, I'm going to start by saying shadows blend better on top of powder. Powders blend well on powders. If you put it on top of a cream, it's going to be a little bit harder to blend because they're going to want to stick. So I'm going to take my smudge brush on this bigger end, and I'm going to go into Cupcake. This is a great base color for me, and I'm going to put it on the big end, and I like it because it's dense. Just like our face products, the denser the brush, the more product you pick up. And I'm going to use this to just tap over from lash to brow over that cream. And what I'm doing is the cream gives me an even skin tone to work with because I have discoloration from life, veins, eyelash serums cause discoloration. So I use the highlight color to give me a flat surface, and then I'm going to take this Cupcake to set it. And this is going to absorb the moisture, keep it from creasing, and also give a really nice blending surface. And because it's the denser brush, the smudge brush, it's going to apply a good amount and give a nice, it just makes everything really easy to blend. All right, I'm going to go into these colors. This is Trust, Lullaby, and Peppa. These are some of my favorite colors. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a transition color. Now, I like using the fluffy end of the eyeshadow brush to do a transition color because I don't want it to be quite so bold. And so I want it to be really nice, light, and blendable. So I'm going to use the fluffy end here, and I'm going to go into Lullaby. It's a really pretty purpley mauve. And I'm going to open my eyes because I'm also hooded. So I'm going to keep this up here on the brow bone, and I'm just going to give this a good blend, just like that. And just using windshield wiper motions. And do you see how using this fluffy end just gets this all moved around and blended out really nice? Because it's fluffy, it's not going to be a tight line of shadow like if I were to apply it with a small brush. It gets all this real estate up here, and I'm staying above my crease on my brow bone, and I'm able to just give this a really nice, beautiful blend. That's why I like a fluffy brush. You could even keep these empty and use them as a final blend. And so I'm just coming up here, and I'm just staying above the crease on that brow bone, and I'm just blending back and forth. And you can see how nice this just blends everything out when you need a soft blend. It doesn't have quite the control you would have with something small and tight, which is why I like it for my transition colors. So, so pretty. All right, next I'm going to go into Trust. And I'm going to start with the small end because I'm doing this in a small corner here. I'm going to tap in, tap off the excess, and I am going to push on this outer corner here and go into my crease a bit. And then I'm going to do almost like a greater than lesson. I'm coming along the lash line and then up. And then I'm going to bring it down under the eye. I use this brush because it's small and it's dense, so it's short. And so I get that control under my eye that I like. So I'm just taking that Trust color and pulling it under my eye. Just like that. I'm going to flip this. I'm going to clean it off. And I'm going to use just the fluffy end with no color on it to just blend this out into that Lullaby color. I'm just keeping this on the outer corner. I like placing things in the same spot every time. If you find a way you like your shadow to lay on your eyes, stay with that and just change out the colors because you'll be good at it because you're doing the same. If you do the same thing every day, if you write the letter A every day, it's going to get prettier and prettier and prettier. Same goes for your eyeshadows. All right, I'm going in again with that Trust color. And I'm going to keep it out here on this outside, going along the lash line and into that crease a little, but mainly just pulling it out here and down and under the eye. Down and under the eye. I'm going to flip it clean it off, and I'm gonna blend it. And I'm just, you see how it just using a nice fluffy brush makes everything blend so pretty. I feel like if you use a shorter, denser brush, you can blend it away very easily. There we go. Blend it out. I'm going to switch to the smudge brush, and I'm going to do two things. I am going to clean off this shorter end, and I'm going to go into Peppa, and I'm going to push this and pick up quite a bit of product, and I'm going to tap this onto the lid. And it's just this really pretty. Peppa is this peachy pink, and it goes with everything. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, and I do this because with the denser brush because it'll pick up a bit more shimmer, which is nice. I'm going to switch to the fluffy end, wipe it off, and I'm just going to dust off on the seam. Okay, here's a trick. I'm going to go to the top layer, and I'm going to grab that brightening color. I'm going to tap it onto the brush here. And I'm going to go right here in the middle, and I'm going to add that brightening. Right here in the middle of my eyelid, I'm going to add that brightening. I'm going to switch back to Peppa. I'm going to clean it off, get that cream taken off of it. I'm going to push back into Peppa, and I'm going to go right over the top of it. And what it's going to do is it's going to intensify that shimmer. Look at how pretty that is, the way it just makes it pop. Grabbing it again. I'm going over that cream, and it just intensifies in just that little spot. And I'm just tapping it out just like that. Pretty, isn't it pretty? I want to add a little more shadow down here. I'm going to go in with a mascara, which I didn't get ahead of time. There we are. I'm going to grab my palette camera mirror, and I'm just going to add, I have fake lashes on, but not on the bottom, and I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara down here, just like that. Got hair in the way, just like that. And that is my eyeshadow tutorial. But I just wanted to show the difference between these two brushes. This is a great blending brush. You can easily use this small end the way I use this end, but this is great for when you're needing to pack it on. So when you're putting on your base shade, when you're putting on shimmers, this is a great brush. But they do two different things, and I just wanted to show the way these two brushes are different, but good. All right, that's it. That's all I wanted to show you. Have a great day.